What made you choose to start from zero and become an entrepreneur at that time?
It was not a choice. The first thing is putting up a drawing board in your bedroom.
So, how have you cracked the code?
We're using high quality machines from the best of manufacturing. I used to counsel everybody, if you want to do something in this world, be a salesman.
Welcome to the Automation Show, where my job is to interview real life champions and bring about methods, routines, habit, formulas that you can apply in your real life, everyday life. Today's I've got a special guest, Mr. Nagesh, whose name is not just etched into the world of CNC machines, but also in the Indian manufacturing story from the ground up. A gold medalist from class of 1984s, from selling cutting tools to distributing CNC machines, he chose the hard road to build his own. And this road became Cosmos, 5 companies, 7 advanced factories, and customers across the globe who trust the machines made from Vadodara. His story reminds me of immortal words from हरिवंश राय बच्चन. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेके चलती, चढ़ती दीवारों पे 100 बार गिरती है. मन का विश्वास रगों में खौलता है, गिरकर चढ़ना, चढ़कर गिरना ना कभी अखरता है. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Nagesh. I am truly honored to learn from his journey today. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much for such a wonderful and amazing introduction. And first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity to share our experiences and journey with the audience. So thank you very much.
So it's an honor. I've been witnessing the growth of Cosmos personally myself for last a decade. I've heard so much about Cosmos, and we thought that it's an opportune time to bring the story that can inspire many in the current Indian manufacturing space. So let's start from the beginning. शुरुआत से चालू करते हैं. When you graduated, I think you had the gold medal in the machine design. At that time, did you already have the blueprint of Cosmos, what it is today?
Yeah, it's not I would not say the blueprint of Cosmos. As we started engineering, we started learning, and a group of friends, we were always visualizing to have a business, a factory. So because being mechanical engineers, always dreamt of having a business in that area. So as it would have, so we, as all friends together, we were thinking what we should do about it. So we thought machinery and machine design. Machinery excited us. So that's what we thought all factories were all about. So that course was not available in the curriculum of our university. So we went up to our dean and proposed that we would like to learn machine design. So that's how. So why I'm saying all this is might be these were the formative thoughts. Yes, it was not about Cosmos, it's about doing something. So of course our principal, our dean was very excited about it. He said you get 20 students and we can start this course of specialization in machine design. So we did that and we got 20 students and we got that course started and we did machine design as our specialization in our university.
You had lots of options, I'm sure. What made you choose to start from zero and become an entrepreneur at that time?
It was not a choice. It was just a thought, or that's what we thought we wanted to do, is become an entrepreneur. Might be that is something to do with this part of the country, Gujarat.
Yeah.
So there, it's a highly entrepreneur-driven society. Business is in the blood. So as we came in and we did our schooling here and then engineering, we thought that this is a good thing to be in, to be an entrepreneur and start your own business. So it was just that thought in our mind, or that is what we thought we wanted to do. So we did not choose anything. We just wanted to do it, and then we stuck to it. That's what I I can say today.
Sometimes it just happens. I know. Take us back to those early days. You say first desk, first employee, your first customer. How was it? Like, how was it at that time? You and your friend when you started. What can you remember of that time?
Yeah, see, if I go back, if I have to recount exactly from where we started, so those days as we came out of college as design engineers, there was a word or there was a phrase which was very popular among everybody in India, was called import substitution. So it was a word which was very popular. So anything, it got us thinking that we have to do something we have to design something which is going to be an import substitute. So that was 1984. So being in a belt of chemical industries and pharma industries, so we thought we should do something which can happen. So we thought about developing some unique product, which was a very, in those days was not happening in India, was a sealless pump for very corrosive liquids. So that's what we thought. So the first thing is putting up a drawing board in your bedroom, and that too is your size drawing board, because we thought we were very flamboyant designers.
Yes.
We thought like that as we passed out of college. So we started designing that stuff, then building a product, and then we called that pump, we gave a name to that as Cosmos. So that's how the word Cosmos came up, because so that's how the journey started. So it was a very, from the bedroom to a small workshop, we just stood by there trying to make a pump and check and characteristics and stuff. So that's how we started our journey, and then that's how we had to name that pump something, so we called it Cosmos.
Wow.
So that's how the name came up.
I'm sure, I think it's very emotional. How do you feel like sir, I know a lot of time you're always thinking about the future, but when you sit back and think about the past, how do you feel? Like, what kind of emotion comes to you now when reflecting back?
The only emotion is we were very lucky that for whatever reasons we stuck to what we were doing, and we kept stuck for the last 41 years. I use the word stuck, but actually somebody can say we just focused only on one thing.
Right.
So we are very emotionally connected to that power which gave us the strength to keep focused on what we started on that day when we were in college, and today we are doing nearly the same thing.
So I think there is a lesson that remaining focused is not out of fashion thing, but remaining focused on one thing can result in something beautiful and something you can't even imagine. It's not easy to remain focused, isn't it?
Yeah, and these days, it is. It is extremely difficult, but I think all of us know, and I think everybody, all who are watching would know that focus is everything.
Yes.
Anything you focus on, you are bound to achieve. You are going to get, but it's only how long, because it's only our patience that wears off before we give up.
Keep doing the boring things, as we always say. So, taking back, so you started, you got this pump out, you got this name there, all excitement. What was the first validation or say first set of customer who really believed in that, and then you thought, what was that moment you thought, yes, we belong here, we can do this? What was that moment?
So because we were designers, we thought if we designed the product and we got a product which is not being made in India, we would have all the market. But we never knew that it has to be sold.
Yes.
So that's how our journey started. We thought that we understood the need of sales, and then we transform ourselves from just being a manufacturer or putting together and assembling a product, which is to trying to sell. So when we started selling, is then that moment came. Because when we started selling, so we looked around, so there were companies of big repute, whom we look up to. And that time it was Media, a wonderful company, a German company, and they were doing products which we thought we could sell, or there's a product that we could take. So that's when we approached and we got an opportunity. So the day we started getting at that time, of course, they gave us a very innocuous product, which I think nobody would have accepted, is wood cutting saws. So we were just supposed to sell wood cutting saws. So you can imagine anybody or good engineers who know a lot of stuff, design, selling wood cutting saws. So when we went with that product, we suddenly found that people were ready to listen to us and buy things out of us, because until then we didn't know that about
That is a market.
how to market, and people would buy. So that first group of people who were actually using tungsten carbide cutting saws to cut wood, which was an unbelievable thing in 1987, when they started appreciating and buying, that's where we felt this thing that we can sell. That means the business starts with selling, by making. So being extremely proud and extremely focused design mindset which we had, suddenly started becoming towards sales, and appreciating that sales is also another world. So that's when we got our first customers to selling tungsten carbide saws for cutting wood.
Wow.
In 1987, and that gave us confidence, and then the journey. So those customers put that thing in our mind that we can sell a product, and selling is about everything.
Yes. And I think who could have imagined designers, enthusiastic designers, converting into, I think, enthusiastic salespeople, and I think changing this. How was that transformation from designing to selling? And what was the key to that?
There's no key. It is a need. It's just a need. It's a journey which we go a day at a time. What happens at that point in time. So there was a need to keep ourselves going at that point in time, that whatever we make needs to be sold. And so now we got an opportunity to hone our skills at selling. So that's how it was. The need made us do that.
So there's a shift from selling to becoming distributors, and then transforming to building machine. This is not just a shift, but a huge transformation. So how did that take place?
Again, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
So, once we spent close to 20 years sourcing technology. So distribution, we started working early with the Taiwanese machine tool builders and necessary manufacturers right in 1993. So experiencing and selling these technology products, efficient products in India, finding customers. So we grew our company, but there came a time where we saw that, it was getting more difficult, and the exchange rates were playing their role in making products more expensive. And we had a lot of very good customers who would come up to us and tell us now that's getting out of their budgets. So that's when we thought it's time that we should get into manufacturing. Because, see, for people who are selling, a distributor, his only focus is his customer.
Yes.
The only dharma that we always had, or everybody needs to have, is to create value for your customer. So creating value was our only focus, because that's how we would gain business. So at this thing, we were not able to create any more value to the customer, and the best of customers were coming up to us and showing the other options. So that they did encourage us that it's time that we need to think that we should get into it. And finally, we took a call that we should start manufacturing machines. So it was, again, necessity is the mother of invention, like everybody says.
It's very inspiring to know that, but it's easier said than done, right? So I think you have to now think about manufacturing, machining, assembly, putting a set of designers, all these value chain. How much time did it take, and what was the experience? How challenging was it?
When we built our business, it's a distribution business, and that too machine tools, capital goods. It's all built on relationships.
Yeah.
So relationships has been our base of whether with our principals from where we were sourcing machines and technology, or when that situation came up, we broke this news with some of our partners abroad, and they were more than happy to help us to set up this kind of manufacturing in India, or hold our hands, to teach us, to train our people, to share their experiences, technology. So this is what we got. But I always am highly indebted to the fraternity of machine tools in Taiwan, because that's where we have spent more than 32 years of relationships, and today also. So they came forward, and so we thought, with that kind of guidance and support, though we were just only selling those products, and with our design background, and we thought it's possible that we can build it. So that's why if you see today, we have collaborations, joint ventures, we have technical collaborations, nearly 5 of them, with the banking on the support that we got from our partners or our principals at that point in time, today partners. So I think we got that confidence that we can do it. So we did not think about that we will become what we are today or what we think we are going to be tomorrow on that day when we started. But that day we were supposed to only focus on, getting these machines done and getting them to the quality which our present customers who are already importing were using imported machines, satisfied, and creating value for them. So we didn't think further than what we had to do for that particular point in time.
But there's a lesson that the creating value for the customer was the main driving force. And that evolved the company on its journey, keeping the customers at the center and how to keep adding value and help that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody believes in that, anybody who's in business. But typically those who are in a distribution business, you don't have anything else except the customer. So who is going to be your pillar of support? So I think the evolution of our journey through the years, that has helped us to be a tad bit more focused on customers, and they also reciprocated during this journey. And so that is what gave us all this strength to keep going and keep doing things more for them.
3 things like quality, affordability, and flexibility. These are the 3 key values people want to deliver to the customer. And if you ask many companies, they would be happy with even 2 of these to delivering to the customer. But somehow I think Cosmos, I have seen them, they're able to offer these 3 values to the customer. So how have you cracked the code?
So it's again runs around the central theme, because our customers we developed over the years as we started our manufacturing journey were using high quality machines because we were importing them. So from the best of manufacturers in the world. So they were using high quality machines. So they were our customers. So we have to only serve our customers. So there is no option but to build that machines of the same quality. If not, they are not going to accept it. So quality is a cornerstone that became a must. It became a necessity for us. Second thing is, when we talk about customers, if I have to say, there's a certain, CNC machine is a very generic product which is needed across a lot of segments of industry. So we focused, again, when I talk about focus, we focused only one segment as we started because it was trying to create value, because we can't create value in all industries. So the whole Indian industry of that time was focused on automotive, which is more than 55% of the consumption of CNC machines. We focused on an area where we saw space, which is die and mold industry. So 3D machining, complex machining, high finish. So that was an area where we focused on die and mold industry. So typically, most of our customers, as we started our journey, were from that industry, and even today, majority, a lot from that industry. And we are highly indebted to all the our customers and our friends and our well-wishers out of that industry who gave us this pedestal, this step for us, helped us climb up these steps. So our customers were limited. So when you talk about flexibility, we had to give them all kinds of their requirements we had to
Right.
fulfill. So when we are fulfilling all the requirements of one set of customers, we need to be flexible.
Yeah.
And so flexibility and giving a lot of options and a lot of features and which is required to them, we kept doing that. And last but not the least is affordability. Affordability is the key reason why we went into manufacturing.
Yes.
Affordability of our customers, because they were not able to, they were feeling it was getting out of range for them, the machines which were definitely fantastic, but they were getting more expensive for that. So we had to keep it affordable. So thing happened is we are located in Baroda, which is not a machine tool, doesn't have an ecosystem of machine tools. So we had all new
Yeah.
people. We started growing with them. So I think we were able to do it with much lesser overheads than other developed regions where there's a lot of competition and between the various competitors. So these are all the things that helped us, I think.
One is providing these machines to the customers domestically in India, and the other aspect is to export out of India as well. How did that happen? Was that always on the plan that we will be also exporting? Talk us through that journey.
Yeah, so if I have to tell you, was not on the plan at that time we were able to do it, because we have been experiencing the quality of products, which because we are still, even today, we have a whole division which we import a lot of products from all over the world, Japan, Taiwan, even Korea. So we know what quality the world needs.
Yeah.
And we fully understand. So we always want to be right first.
Yeah.
The first step should be the right step. So we were continuously improving our product.
As you mentioned, I think just 20 years ago, it was a time when India was looking for import substitute products. Now to the point that you are exporting as a companies across the countries across the globe are now using the machines made in India, and it's such a great testimony to the Indian manufacturing, I would say as well. I'll now come to something which is very unique, and I say unique because not a lot of people know about it, and people who know about it, they are not very sure that does it work or not. So something that you apply, which is very lesser known, theory of constraint, whereas we all know that many companies apply Lean Six Sigma, which have worked very well as well. But theory of constraint, so just want to dwell some time on that. How did you go down that route?
Oh, yeah, that's extremely interesting. So when we were into sales and we thought the world is sales, I used to counsel everybody, if you want to do something in this world, be a salesman. You learn a lot. It's life. Sales is about, that's what life is all about. And that's what, if you can sell, you can do anything. The moment we had a need to get into manufacturing, and I saw manufacturing happen when I didn't put my foot in our own company. And then we found, it was not going nowhere.
Yeah.
It was going nowhere. And as you know, when you set up manufacturing, you don't make money. The first year, second year, third year, and we saw, things, depleting our net worth. And there were a lot of colleagues talking about that, we are burning money every year.
So I think I myself am a big fan and believer in Dr. Goldrath's philosophy. But I know for a fact, many people understand it, but a lot of people are not able to implement it. So I want to understand from you that what you saw and many others were not able to see, many others missed. What do you think? What made it click?
What made it click, what I saw was, of course, the logic behind it.
Yeah.
And what I saw was some very deep philosophy. Or the first and foremost is coming from a background, we were not working. We, like most of the machine tool people whom you come across would say, They work for their passion, not for the money. That's a very normal talk or the normal feeling of most of the machine tool guys,
Yeah.
at least in India. That's what I see. We are passionate for machine tools. Machine tools are blind and it's not for money. So was our thought. As I told you, we started our journey from cutting tools, productivity, always improvements. So they were philosophies of what we learned. Always you should beware of local optima. So local optima is the word which it was an awakening for me, because we were trying to optimize every process, every operation, everything within the system. So then we understood it's the best way to kill an organization. If that is what we learned from the book, it was a shocking truth we learned. And we started realizing that why. And so these were two things: profit, local optima, and the most important thing what we saw was flow. That is throughput is the word what he used or he popularized is flow. And everything has to be subordinated to the flow in the system. So these were a few concepts which really struck a chord to us. So I think it's known to all. It's there everywhere. Yeah. It's written in so many places. But yeah, we just believed it. That's it. That's what I can say. Our team.
Because as we all know, as they say in TOC, that you identify a constraint and you make it as a hero, right?
Yeah.
So as you look back, so what was that first constraint that you identified, and that shaped the Cosmos journey and what it is today? What was that first constraint you picked up?
When we started manufacturing, like most machine tool companies, we build the frame and we get the sheet metal done from suppliers. So we have somebody doing the fabrication, somebody doing the powder coating, and the sheet metal canopy consists of close to 128 small little components. Then we move it from one location to another, and then finally fit them together. So we found that as one of our major constraint. Then it moved on to different, constraint keeps moving. Once the constraint is already, the actions I've taken, it moved to assembly, then it moved to people. Now we don't have technicians to assemble machines because the numbers grew. And so we set up the center of learning. So it moved on to people. So we set up a center of learning within Cosmos. We employed professors out of our own alma mater, our own college, started teaching, getting young guys out of villages around our factories and then training them up. So now with the capacities that we have built, now constraint has been moved to the market and it's moved out of the factory.
And the key thing, because theory of constraint brings a lot of contrarian view, like we just talked about local optima. But the key thing, more than anything, tool and house, is the mindset.
Yes.
So how were you able to bring that change in the mindset shift, first in yourself, your people, your team, your organization? How was this made possible?
See, it is how did we change the mindset? Okay, I think that's nearly a very, very difficult thing for even for anybody to think about. But TOC did it for us. So we just followed TOC. See, all of us know in manufacturing and all are interdependent processes. So there are a lot of interdependent processes across the whole value chain. All these interdependent processes they are called departments, and there are some departmental heads. Through all these processes, the flow is measured at our company at every stage. So there is a flow happening in the system, which finally results in money coming into our bank after dispatch of machine. So the flow through the system is weekly witnessed by all the leaders across all the departments. So we just did it as a tool. We did not do it as a culture or a mindset changing exercise. We just did what we thought we should do as per that what TOC was talking about, or we learned from it. So what happened because of that is everything became transparent. Everybody knew what is happening every day. So it's a visual depiction, it's an experiential thinking which happens every week, and bottlenecks became visible to all. Not to the management, not to the manager, not to the OPEX team. It is visible to all. The day it is visible to all and everybody sees that they are getting a benefit to them are accruing only after the whole cycle is complete. So we saw everybody's eagerness to support the bottleneck. So just following this process, we could see gradual mindset change happening. So whenever there's a bottleneck, everybody would rush in to support that bottleneck. So this is what everybody believes. Once people are seeing it on a day-to-day basis, how this thing is moving, I think we don't need to do anything more. So it's transparency, which the whole system brings in, creates the pull. So it's an attraction. So people are doing it out of their own, for their own good.
I think that's a magic that has been created. So what I understood, it's not that mindset, you have to work on mindset to be changed. It gets changed. Making it visible was one key decision, one major decision. So bringing it visible brought transparency. Transparency creates trust, and trust, when trust is there, belief automatically happens. So I think probably that is how, and that's a lesson. So a lot of young entrepreneurs or businessmen who would be watching this, what will be your advice to them? From where they can start if they have to implement TOC? What's the right place to start?
First place to start is, of course, I would say that first read the book.
Yes.
See, read the goal and try to figure out whether you feel it is believable. Just try to understand what are the interdependent processes. Map all your processes within the system. More important is where does the process start and where it ends.
Yes.
So we should not have any fuzzy linkages where it creates a lot of maybe misunderstandings or push and pull between the immediate process owners. So make a very clear definition where the process starts, where the process ends, and start focusing on flow. See how things are flowing through the process from the start. Means when I say start, right from, I would say, an enquiry generation.
Yes.
So we are not talking about operations in the sense inside the factory, an enquiry generation to a sales order finalization to a purchase to a dispatch from the factory and then installation.
How have you seen the Indian manufacturing change?
If you look at Indian manufacturing as a whole, yes, we are getting better in terms of systems, processes, management, and we are able to do things better, faster, more productive. That is all what we are already doing. What I think, because of the way we have been growing, is what we lack or what we should be focusing more on is on innovation and development. So new product ideas, and especially in the area of innovation, is what I think all our energies are spent in doing what we are doing and producing, and somehow being caught up in that. I think Indian manufacturing has not, though we know it, I don't say everybody knows it. A lot is being said, but I think the outcomes and the beliefs, strong beliefs of taking it to a successful level is, I think, needs a lot more from the whole manufacturing fraternity.
So what do you see is the most important driver for India to become the manufacturing powerhouse?
if you talk about the machine tool industry, we got to build machines which actually build the country.
Yes.
To build those machines, we need technology. So we need core technology.
How are we progressing as a nation in terms of building quality, and what do you see as the key challenges that we have to overcome if we have to go to the next level of quality here?
It is price competitivity is, of course, quality is focused, but price is the prime driver in the market we have. But so what we have seen is stability of the way they do business. It is about how we conduct the business.
How much importance do you give to people?
And you focus on your people, you'll get whatever you want. That is today, when we talked about quality, we talk about productivity, we talk about competition. Who's going to produce the quality? Who's going to produce that? Give you the productivity? Who's going to find your bottleneck? Who's going to find the root cause? It's the people.
What are those 3 qualities that you see in somebody and you say, yes, he has got a leadership potential, or he is leader? What are those qualities?
See, yes, when we are talking leaders, we have different levels of leaders at different. Suppose if I talk right at the top, I think he has to be a people's person. Like accept people the way they are. Don't make the mistake of try to change people. So keeping the focus, and that is a very important thing. Another very important thing because every leader is only as effective as the decisions he makes. How do you keep your cool under? Because we are going to have, in today's circumstances, it's a very turbulent world. We use different words, VUCA world, or a turbulent world, or this world, or that world, uncertainty, everything there. So finally, it ends up at the leadership level. So it's about how cool are we, and how we keep our stability of our thoughts, and keep focused on what we are doing, irrespective of what competition is doing, or what the government is doing, or what is happening to the dollar, or what's happening, and keep doing what we are doing in the present.
Got few just rapid fire questions. What's one customer story you still remember?
Oh, customer story. Yes, I have to tell you, I said we started with the die and mold industry. We're trying to sell 1900, how back, 1994, 95. So CNC machines were hardly there for tool rooms. So I just, I just went to prospective customer. The thing I remember is sitting on the first floor, buying a CNC machine, not knowing anything about how it works. So this gentleman, he decided to buy, and it was a great, without even knowing how it works. Today, I think he buys the most exotic 5-axis machine, which the number one company in India would even aspire to have. Buys it from us. So these are some of the, just I give you an example. So how we were in the part of the journey from zero to nearly 90% of the machines in his plants. Many plants are there. So this is one journey of how we customers became good friends, and then now we are supporting each other in every way.
How would you define Cosmos in one word?
I would say our catchline says it all: your partner in progress. Yeah.
If you were not in the machine too, where would you have been? What do you think?
I would have loved, and I still love to teach.
Oh.
So I would have loved to be a professor. I would have been teaching somebody, and especially engineering and might be machine tools.
Let's say if you have to introduce yourself, and you're asked not to mention your name, your organization, your place, your religion, anything. And if you have to introduce yourself, how would you introduce yourself?
a value creator.
Very powerful, value creator. What does success mean to you?
Today, success to us means what we are focused at two things. One is nation. What we are contributing to nation. Are we contributing something which is there are a lot to contribute, especially in the area of technology and in this era of manufacturing in India.
So I think some build machines, other builds empire, but a very rare few build beliefs. And मैं काफी खुशनुमा हूँ. I'm very very fortunate that I had and privilege and honor and feel very grateful to interview someone who had built that belief in India, belief in Indian manufacturing, and belief in people. Thank you very much, sir. It's been an honor, and ladies and gentlemen, you'll get to hear the full story in some time.